Leadership from key international agencies and governments is important in achieving better sanitation and hygiene, but the work on the ground is carried out within communities. And I've been talking to two women who are at the forefront of such efforts. Abenmire Adi is a gender rights and sanitation advocate in Calabar, the capital of Cross River State in southern Nigeria, and Petronila Musonye, who's a program officer at Kenya Water for Health organization. Petronila, you've been working with people with disabilities to get better access to sanitation and hygiene. Just give us an idea of the kind of challenges that they face on a daily basis.
Yeah, the people with disabilities in Kenya face several challenges. One of the challenges is they fear contracting diseases. They are at risk of using dirty toilets because of their nature of disability. They are not able to use the toilets. They have to sit on the toilet, so it makes them use dirty toilets. The second one is they lack resources to construct the toilets that are suitable for them, especially the design that is suitable, that has maybe the handles to hold, support themselves, or maybe place to sit on properly that can help them relieve themselves properly. Then the other thing is fear of using the toilets. I'll cite an example in the formal settlement, like where I am currently. The toilets are communal, shared. So you find that reaching the toilets, especially at night, is a big challenge for them.
Abenmire, we know that Nigeria is in a deep state of crisis when it comes to sanitation and hygiene. And so this is something that you are having to deal with day to day, isn't it?
Typical daily life of the persons I work with, which are mainly women and girls, would include leaving their houses every day and going to their workplaces. Those workplaces are either business places where they sell, in schools, in bus parks, in markets, and all of these places do not have access to sanitation and hygiene facilities. There are no toilets in these places. So women and girls struggle with being totally carried along in these places, especially during their periods. And then there are schools as well, where you have menstruating girls in school, and then they have to stay away for days because they do not have access to manage, to facilities that can help them manage their menstruation properly when they are on their periods. So this means that a certain number of girls will be away from school for days. So that's if there are 3 months in a term. So they are going to be away for like one week of each month because of their periods, because they do not have access to these basic hygiene and sanitation facilities, which they need to keep them in school. And again, there are the girls who live on the streets. I mean, like in Cross River State, Nigeria, where I live, you have the Colombo girls, that's the girls growing up on the streets, and they have made camps for themselves in dorm sites. So these persons live in these places without any access to proper sanitation and hygiene facilities. They create in these places, and babies are raised in these dorm stands. So this is the life of the average Nigerian person, or the average girls and women that I work with on a daily, from their schools to the marketplaces where they have to work. There are no access to these things, and they, of course, in the long run, it leads to a lot of health challenges, low self-esteem, and they cannot compete favorably with their male counterparts.
How important is improving sanitation and hygiene to achieving gender equality?
With these challenges, they cannot compete favorably with their male counterparts. Imagine the number of hours that you have to be away just to seek proper sanitation and hygiene facilities. I mean, girls have to be away from school during their periods, or have to leave school to go home to access toilets, because in most of the schools, there are no toilets.
You've been helping women and girls to manage their menstruation, of course, before and now during the pandemic. What has to change to help them meet their menstrual needs better?
First of all, I'll start with the current COVID-19 experience. Initially, in Kenya, the schools have been distributing sanitary towels to girls in school, but it has come to a challenge that while they are at home because of COVID-19, they are unable to get those sanitary towels for them. So we have been distributing the towels to them at home using the groups that we have formed within the community. And to make this a success, I think we should have improved sanitation latrines for girls and women to be able to change comfortably and use freely within the communities and school setups. And also that mindset in that in Kenya, there are so many taboos in regarding menstrual hygiene management. So if we change the mindset of these communities, we'll be able to support the women and girls. After changing the mindset, everybody will understand the importance of menstruation and hygiene, that it's not a women's only issue, it's everyone's issue. It will help the entire community understand the women issues regarding menstrual hygiene management.
So what kind of assistance would you like from the Sanitation and Hygiene Fund?
I believe I'm a linkage between Sanitation and the Hygiene Fund and other organizations that I support, and therefore it's my duty to support the communities we are working with. So the linkage between the community and their donors is my responsibility.
Two activists, Petronila Musonye and Abenmire Adi, in the vanguard of efforts to bring better sanitation and hygiene in Kenya and Nigeria.